James Harden gone from yet another day of practice, not expected to show up tomorrow. What does this mean for the start of the Sixers season next week? Also, you won't believe what Daryl Morey had to say to Clippers ownership in recent James Harden trade discussions. We'll break all of it down and more here on Philly Take with RB.
Perfect.
What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. You know the drill. Hit the like button, drop a comment for the algo, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't miss any of the coverage. We will be breaking it all down moving forward. Excited to get back into the live game coverage and a whole bunch more. But as we know, right now we're on Harden watch as we've been all off season. We have more updates. He missed another day of practice. What does this mean now? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think a trade will be finalized within the next 7 days, or will the Sixers travel to Milwaukee with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, the rest of the boys, and just kind of have a gaping hole in the roster? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below. And before we get into all of it, a shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetUS. You guys got to check out BetUS, man. Right now, the bet I am lasering my focus on as we prepare to start the NBA season is how many wins will the Sixers get? You can get a 125% sign-up bonus with BetUS by going down to the description of this video or the pinned comment. Just go down, click the link, go to BetUS, and sign up and get a 125% sign-up bonus. For example, if you deposit $100, you get $125 free to play with. And right now, like I said, the over-under sitting on the Sixers here on BetUS, 49.5. Do you think that they are going to go over or under that total here in 2023-24? I'm leaning towards over. I think they're going to go over by probably a small margin, but I think this team is good enough. I think Nick Nurse will have these boys focused, and I do think they're a little bit underrated. Obviously, all the drama going on, I think people are, kind of forgetting who they do have on the roster. So I'm going to go slightly on the over here, but again, check out BetUS. Really cool to people over there. Very secure, reliable site, and they have great communication and great customer service. So go check them out. BetUS. Click the link down below for a 125% sign up bonus. All right, let's talk about what is going on today. The City Edition jerseys were released, and give me your thoughts on these. I've had a lot of mixed reviews and opinions. This is a picture of the new Brotherly Love or City of Brotherly Love City Edition jersey for this upcoming year. Here's a little better picture. The Sixers put this one out. What do we think? Fire or not? Are these good or not? I mean, I think it'll grow on me a little bit. I'm not too mad at it. Just like the one last year. I mean, I didn't really like it, but I think it will grow a little bit over time. So I think it'll, take some time to resonate here. But let's get into what we really need to talk about. James Harden did not attend Sixers practice today. He is away due to a personal matter. Second day in a row, James Harden not present for Sixers practice. And we don't really have much more information. Yesterday, it came out from Ramona Shelburne that the Sixers were kind of in wait-and-see mode, and they wanted to wait and hear from James Harden to let him explain his, quote, unexcused absence from practice. So a lot of mixed reviews on this today. I will say if James Harden is going through something serious, I hope he's okay. I hope he has, a good core around him and people to, take care of him and keep them in his thoughts, or whatever else they need to do. But as of right now, nobody really knows what's going on. And I can't sit here and say that he's really earned, the benefit of the doubt or the respect, by not even telling anybody, right? Like if something was wrong, maybe he would say, tell the coach or the ownership or another player, like, I need to be away for a couple of days. He was expected to play tomorrow in the preseason finale along with Joel Embiid. But Nick Nurse gave us an update today and essentially said that's, most likely not going to happen. So yeah, where do they go, right? The reports about the Clippers coming out that they don't want to budge at all. They don't want to offer anything more. They don't want to give up Terrence Mann, who, by the way, turned 27 yesterday. And it really hit me. I don't know why, out of nowhere. Just thinking, like, Terrence Mann just turned 27. The guy's averaged about 8 points per game for his career. And, I mean, the Clippers might be out of their minds as well. I'm not saying the Sixers are or are not. But really, they're calling a 27-year-old role player untouchable who has averaged 8 points per game for his career. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know what to think anymore. But here's what Nick Nurse had to say about James Harden. We will go ahead and take a listen.
James, did he reach out to you guys, say, give you an update Well, I think the organization has made it clear what's going on. They're working on stuff as we say day by day. So that's it. We had a really good practice today. Very energetic. The guys that were here, and that's what we're focused on.
I still feel really bad for Nick Nurse having to come out here and answer these questions. It's like, what do you want him to say? I'm here to coach the team. I took the job. I took less money to come here. I like the team. And we're just dealing with this drama, right? So I respect that he's just keeping it even keel, right? Just same tone every day. We're here to practice. The team had a good practice. And as he says here, right, the Sixers' infamous term, day by day. Organization has made it clear what's going on. We know what's going on, right? I personally believe that James is away and, he's still upset that he hasn't gotten traded and whatever happened behind the scenes with him and Daryl Morey. And, I just think this is going to probably bleed into the season unless some party jumps, and I don't think it's going to be Daryl Morey. Brian Windhorst today on First Take said, quote, "I am now back to believing that we will never see James Harden in red, white, and blue again." Look at Windy out here, man, reporting on the matter. I mean, he's not playing. He's not suiting up. At one point, I said he would have to come back and suit up at some point. He did, right? He came back for training camp, and then he probably thought by doing that in a short amount of time, he would build the value up and get traded. And Daryl Morey said, nope, you got to play in games, man. We're still not even getting Terrence Mann back in a deal. And James Harden said, you know what, screw this, I'm out. And I'm not going to sit here and reiterate my opinion as I've done literally for the last 3 months. You know how I feel about it. And it's just a bad situation for both sides. And apparently there were whispers that James Harden had a meeting with the NBA. I think the Sixers and the NBA this past weekend. So they're trying to find some resolution here. But really the only way I guess this can be solved is if either the Sixers give him the long-term deal or he just suits up and plays and is unhappy. And who knows how that will kind of derail this locker room and team. I know people were saying, pay him to stay away, whatever. Well, one, the Sixers don't want to pay him to begin with. And number two, that doesn't set a good example. But also it's like, if you start to say, find the guy or whatever, right? And, you could, I guess, pay him to stay home, but then you have a hole in your roster. But then if you fine him, then him and his camp get even more mad. You saw that with Ben Simmons, and then you just don't even get closer to a resolution. So, I mean, it's just the fact of the matter is somebody's going to have to budge, and I guess we'll see in how it goes over the next week. Here's what Daryl Morey asked the Clippers for, and it just goes back to so many different connections. It's funny, right? Thinking back to the live draft stream we did with the draft board that had nothing on it except a couple names and guys were highlighted. Remember, we thought PG was on there, and I said that's the first thing Daryl Morey should ask for. It kind of got shut down quick in these potential trade talks because the Clippers obviously want to build that big three. But Daryl Morey asked the Clippers for Paul George in trade talks, and this was an article put out by The Athletic. Sam Amick reported on this, and it was kind of in a joking manner, but Daryl Morey, he's fed up as well, right? He's seeing all this, boil down and just kind of unravel, and he's like, you know what, I'm probably tired of this as well, and I just want it to be done with. Lawrence Frank reiterated the team's stance that Terrence Mann would not be part of the offer. Morey, people say, expressed his disbelief and accused the Clippers of being, quote, unserious about getting a deal done. That I do agree with. He even quipped that they should just trade Clipper star Paul George for Harden if they were so determined to keep all their lesser assets, a request that was immediately denied. Daryl said, you know what? If you don't want to trade us Terrence Mann, fine. If you don't want to trade us an extra first rounder, fine. You might as well just throw us in Paul George. You might as well just go star for star at this point. Fine, keep your role players, keep your young guys. You don't have to worry. Who cares about a salary match, right? We don't have to worry, get into all the calculations. Just give us Paul George. We'll be good. I mean, I honestly think Paul George would be a good fit with Maxey and Embiid. Again, it was shut down quickly. I think the Clippers are at a point where if they trade for Harden and, guys get injured, it doesn't work out. They probably end up just blowing it up, getting rid of Kawhi, PG, Harden, etc., and just kind of starting over. They're in a weird spot as well, which is why I don't understand, looking at their roster, I don't think they're ready to just contend with the roster they have now. And if they're trying to make a move to put them over the top, but they don't want to include Terrence Mann, it just shows that they're not really serious about it. And, Daryl Morey is essentially at this point just messing around. He's just probably sitting back, feet kicked up, like, you know what, throw me an offer. I don't care. There's whispers now that Miami could get back involved. I don't see that happening. Just you're almost at a dead end at this point. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the Clippers will actually budge? Give me your thoughts on that down below. We'll end off with a guy who's actually here, who's actually in good spirits, Tyrese Maxey. Says there's, quote, no comparison between where he's at during the Harden standoff versus taking a bigger role when Ben Simmons and that whole situation was going on. He says, quote, my confidence is really high. Mentally, I'm prepared for whatever it is. Confidence is a real thing. I use my voice a lot in practice now. He is maturing. He is taking the next step in becoming a leader. And let me tell you something, like I said before, he's ready to have an all-star-like season. Tyrese Maxey is going to be that guy, now being more consistent, having that confidence, having the ball in his hands. Nick Nurse is going to turn this guy, honestly, into one of the top guards in the Eastern Conference. I do believe that, and his work ethic is going to get him there. I'm excited to see how Tyrese Maxey plays, probably without James Harden, and I just think that him and Joel Embiid and the rest of these guys, they're all going to depend not only on this product as a whole, but on Tyrese Maxey and his development. And we've seen him develop a lot, and he's got to really take that next jump. And I think he's right. And I heard him talk on JJ Redick's podcast too. Like, they've been through this. They've been through the ringer. They get what it's like. It's not phasing them anymore. And I think Nick is kind of holding this whole group together. So in that respect, I am excited. And one more preseason game, then the real one starts. So we'll see how it goes next week in Milwaukee and going forward. But give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.